Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone in grade 7 to today's lesson. Today's lesson title is Displaying Data. We're still talking about data, and can you remember what we already studied about data? We studied how to collect data, and we studied how to organize data, and today we're going to study and learn how to display data. So once already finishing collecting data from any sources using survey or questionnaire, then you need to what? After collecting the data, you need to organize data as we studied yesterday. So organizing data is usually done while you are collecting the data, right? So while you're collecting the data, you are going to use the Tolley frequency table as we said yesterday, and this table is going to be for you. It's going to be for you because you need to read the data easier. You need to analyze the data, and you need to find any information or any details in your data papers or in your data sheet very easy. So, but what's going to be after organizing the data? After organizing the data, you are going to display data for people, for others, right? You are not, sometimes you don't collect the data for yourself, but you need to show others what the data you already collected. So displaying data depends, or the method that you're going to use to display the data with is or depends on what? Two things. Depends on type of data and on the audience. The audience of what? The audience it is intended for. The audience the data is intended for means what? Who are the people you want to display the data for? So for example, you need to display this data for kids or for adults or for companies, for government, whatever the people or the site that you are going to display the data for. So this is going to determine your method, using the method you are going to display the data. Now we're going to talk about something called pictogram. So pictogram is one of the simplest and most effective ways or methods to display data. So what is pictogram? We are going to take the same example that we took yesterday about the chocolate buttons. The chocolate buttons inside the buckets. Do you remember that example? If you don't attend the previous video, the last video, you have to attend it, because this example is depending on that example we already studied yesterday. So I'm going to use a pictogram to display. Display, as we said, means to show others the data that we collected. So I'm going to use this pictogram. It's like a table, but it is different about representing the frequency. So we can say number of chocolate buttons. As you remember, yesterday we talked about an example that a manufacturer claims that he has 38 chocolate buttons in each packet. He's producing chocolate buttons and he has packets. He checked how many. The manufacturer checked 25, as we said yesterday, 25 packets to make sure in each packet there are 38 38 or 36. Let me check. Yeah, 36, not 38. The manufacturer claims that there are 36 chocolate buttons in each packet, so he checked 25 packets to check if there are 36 chocolate buttons in each packet or not. So today we are going to use the pictogram to show or display the data we collected. So here is going to be the number of chocolate buttons. Here is going to be the frequency. If you remember yesterday, in the frequency column we put numbers, but today we are not going to use numbers. Instead we are going to use circles. So the data we collected yesterday was like what? 34. Some of the packets, we have 25 packets. Some of the packets had 34 chocolate buttons inside it. Some of them 35, some of them 36, some of them 37, some of them 38. Right? Am I right? Yes. Okay. So this is called pictograms. It's a table that is going to use the circles to represent the frequency. So from yesterday's lesson, from yesterday's example, it was shown that the packets those have 34 chocolate buttons inside them were 3 packets, right? So I'm going to put 3 circles to indicate the numbers of packets those have 34 chocolate buttons inside. And the packets those have 35 chocolate buttons were for 4 packets, so I'm going to use 4 circles to show the numbers of packets. 4 packets would have 35 inside them, so 35 chocolate buttons inside them. What about 36? Do you remember how many numbers of packets those had 36 chocolate buttons? Those were 10 packets had 36 chocolate buttons inside them. So I'm going to draw 10 circles. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 packets those had chocolate buttons, 36 chocolate buttons inside. What about 37? How many packets had 37 inside them? Those were 5 packets. So 5 circles for the 37 chocolate buttons, or for the packets those have 37 chocolate buttons. What about 38? If you remember, 3 packets those had 38 chocolate buttons inside them. So this is the pictograms. So instead of using numbers, we used circles to represent the numbers of packets. The frequency means the numbers, right? So now you can easily say how many packets those had 36 chocolate buttons inside them. You just say 10 because we have 10 circles here. And for this pictogram, each circle represents how many packets? Each circle represents one packet. But sometimes one symbol or one circle represent more than one item. I can make another pictogram, those which I can make another pictogram which one symbol or one circle can represent more than one packet. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's have another pictogram with the same example. Okay, here it is, the pictogram. Because it's a pictogram, so I'm going to draw circles in to represent the frequency. But this time I'm not going to use one circle for one packet. Instead, I'm going to use one circle for 4 packets. So one circle will going to equal 4 packets. Okay, 4 packets for this sample. One circle represent 4 packets. In the previous pictogram, it used to one symbol used to represent 1 packet, but now one circle is going to represent 4 packets. So let's see how to do it. But before, this is called the key. This is the key for the person who look at the pictograms, because he needs to understand how much or how many packets does each sample represent. So here in the first example, I used to have 3 circles to represent 3 packets, right? 3 packets. But now one circle represents 4 packets. So how many circles should I draw here? I'm going to draw like this. One circle except quarter. Okay, this means 3 out of 4, because 1/4 is left, so 3/4 still, which means 3 out of 4, because each circle represents or stands for 4 packets. So here means 3 packets. What about 35? 35 in the previous pictogram used to have 4 packets, right? In this example was 1 circle equals 1 packet, right? So 1 circle, 1 packet means 1, 2, 3, 4 packets. But here 1 circle represents 4 packets, so I have 4 packets here. So I'm not going to draw 4, but instead one circle, 1 sample to show how many packets here for 35. Can you see it? Yes, exactly 4 packets. By the way, you don't need to write these numbers and words, but here I did it because I want to explain that for you. So what's about 36 chocolate buttons? How many packets those had 36 chocolate buttons inside them? Those were 10 packets, right? 10 packets in the previous pictograms, because each circle here represents 1 packet, so 10 packets. But here is not going to be 10 circles, because each circle here in this pictogram represent 4 packets. So how many circles do I need to represent 10 packets here? 1 circle for 4, right? Another circle for another 4, so 4 and 4 equals 8, right? How many left, or how many packets remains to reach the 10? I need 2, right? So but one circle for 4 packets. So but now I need 2, so I'm going to draw half circle to represent 2. So this is 4, this is 4, and half circle, not 4 but 2, right? 4 for 2 is 10. So 10 packets had 36 chocolate buttons inside. No need for this, just to show you the symbols and the numbers those symbols represent. What about 37 chocolate buttons? How many packets did they have? 37 chocolate buttons inside. Those were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to represent 5 packets using the new pictogram. Again, I'm going to say one circle for 4 packets. So I need 5. This one circle represents 4. I need 1. So I'm going to use one circle or a fraction of a circle. Exactly, I need to use a fraction for a circle because I only need 1 to get 5. So 1 out of 4, because this circle represents 4, so I just need 1, which means a fraction of the circle, which is quarter circle, right? This is like quarter circle, so 4 and 1 equals 5, right? So 5 packets with 37 chocolate buttons. Finally, I have 38. Those have 3 packets. So I'm going to use fraction of a circle. This is not perfect circle, but I'm going to draw it like okay, this is better. So is this a full circle? It's not. If it would be a full circle, is going to represent 4 packets, but this is like a fraction of a circle, is 3 out of 4, right? Fraction of a circle, 3 out of 4. This is 3 packets. This symbol represents 3 packets for those have 38 chocolate buttons. Hopefully this lesson was easy for you. If you have any question, don't hesitate to write your questions in the chat. So I'm going to answer all the questions, inshallah. And in the next lesson, inshallah, we are going to learn or to know more examples, or not more examples, but more ways or methods to display data others than pictograms. We're going to to recognize the bar graph and the frequency diagram, inshallah. And your homework for today is going to be page 47, question number 1, question number 2, A and B only. Please submit the homework in the Discord application or a website, so I'm going to check all your homeworks and correct them, inshallah. See you guys.